I hate electronic drum sets. Why? Well, for one, they don't feel as good as an acoustic kit. They never sound as good as an acoustic kit. And sometimes the triggers just suck. But this electric kit changed my mind. Let me tell you why. This is the Alesis Strata Prime, and it's Alesis' newest top-of-the-line kit. We're gonna start off with the look of the kit because it's the elephant in the room. Obviously, one of my favorite things is how cool this electric kit actually looks. I mean, you can't deny when you look at an electric kit and there's a full-size bass drum there, it makes you want to cream your shorts. Also, the fact that you get full-size drums and pretty much full-size cymbals as well, that all adds up in not only looking great, but feeling like you're actually playing a full-size kit. And having a big kick drum, like, obviously it looks good, but the feel is spot on. That's where a lot of other e-kits fail, is because they have little kick tower thingies that try and emulate the feeling of a real kick drum, but it just feels like you're hitting this like flaccid piece of rubber. And they just lack that oomph, like that bottom end. But since this is a real 20-inch wooden bass drum, you get that body, and it feels incredible to play. We also get full-size drums, so the toms are 8, 10, 12, 14, with a 14-inch snare. That's the real size of a real snare drum, which also makes playing feel more natural. Obviously with the cheaper e-kits, you get like a 10-inch snare or like an 8-inch snare, and you're never playing an 8-inch snare. Now each drum has dual zone triggers, so you can hit the head or the rim. But you can also hit rim shots on all the drums, even the toms. You hit the head, sounds like a head being hit. You hit the rim, sounds like a rim being hit. You hit the head and the rim, it gives you that tom like rim shot sound. And it sounds pretty convincing. Another thing I really like about the kit is when you play soft, it actually triggers a softer hit sample sound. It's not like the loud hit with the volume turned down. Like they actually sampled each drum being hit soft and loud and used that range as the samples based on the velocity that you're hitting the drum. I don't know if that made sense. But you can definitely hear it on the snare drum. And even the difference in overtones that the snare drum produces when you hit it in different ways or in different spots. I picked a snare with quite a lot of overtone so you can hear. Lots of overtone. Not as much overtone. It all just adds to that feeling of realism when you're playing the kit. All of the samples and like the size of the drums just makes everything feel so authentic and real, and it like tricks your mind into thinking that you're playing an acoustic kit. As for the cymbals, we get full-size 14-inch hi-hats, 2 16-inch crashes, and an 18-inch ride. All of the cymbals have these like small lathe kind of marks in it, which I really like. The cymbals are also 360 degrees, so that means you can hit any edge of the cymbal and it'll still trigger. You can spin the cymbal and it'll still trigger. Also, every cymbal on the kit is triple zone, so you can hit the edge, you can hit the bow, or bow, or you can hit the bell. You even get a bell on the hi-hat, which is pretty cool. Another thing I love about the hi-hat is its controller mechanism. Apparently it uses magnets to detect the signal, so it knows like how far the distance from the magnet detector thing the cymbals are, and that basically triggers the sound. I don't know how they did it. And the module also calibrates the hi-hat. So basically you put it in the closed position, hit calibrate, put it in the open position, hit calibrate, and now the module knows whether the hi-hat is open or closed. So I really like that because not everyone plays with the same hi-hat opening and closing distance. That's a really cool feature that they put in there. I used to play gigs on this Roland E-kit, and the hi-hat mechanism was absolutely terrible. And it would trigger without my consent. It would just be like tick, 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 tick. It's like I was playing quintuplets on the freaking hi-hat. I wasn't even touching the damn thing. So I'm very relieved that Alesis has made this new mechanism that works. You can even splash these hi-hats. You know, if you want to do open and close deal. Even if you just like tap the pedal while the hi-hats are open, it still like gives you that sound, like it wiggles the hi-hats on the stand. which I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but just like the details, man. The freaking details. So the first thing you'll notice about this module is its beautiful 10.1-inch screen. And yes, it's a touch screen. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Fruit Ninja on the dang thing. Disclaimer, the kit does not come with Fruit Ninja, this is VFX. As for the interface, when I first turned it on, I was confused for like 2 minutes, but after you poke around a little bit, it becomes very easy to understand. The module comes preloaded with 75 kits, over 440 kit pieces, over 1,000 sound articulations, and more than 215,000 samples. I'm assuming all those samples are like different velocity hits. That's the only way that would make sense to me, but yeah. Regardless, the moment you get this kit, there are tons of quality samples already loaded in here. It's ready to go. Oh, you can't dampen it like that. Speaking of dampening, they actually have a dampening knob here. So you can, sounds like a wallet's on there. You can also adjust the tuning, so. It's like you actually have a drum key and you're tuning it up a little bit. There's also a stack function, so you can basically layer up to 3 different sounds on top of any trigger. You can also calibrate crosstalk, so the module can basically listen and make sure that the trigger you're hitting isn't triggering any nearby drums. You can also connect Bluetooth to the module, which I've been using a lot lately. You play music from your device, and it comes straight through the module so you can play along to your favorite songs. It's seriously a game changer. The engine running the sounds is powered by BFD drums. Like, they do a lot of digital drum sounds, so if someone doesn't want to pay for a drummer on their record, they'd probably be using BFD sounds, which I don't know if I get behind, just hire a drummer. But anyways, my point being is that they are quality sounds recorded in quality studios and mixed by a professional sound engineer. Now, who is this kit for? I think this kit is for anyone who already plays drums and wants to dig a bit deeper or wants a quiet practice option. I wouldn't say that this is a beginner drum set, although you can buy it as a beginner kit, but to me it's like a Ferrari. You know, you wouldn't start driving a Ferrari. So yeah, this kit's basically for anyone who maybe has an acoustic kit, but their wife doesn't want them to play drums at home when she's home, even though she clearly knew you were a drummer when you got married, but now suddenly it's become a problem. So to find a compromising solution, she convinces you to buy her noise-canceling headphones, which you did, but instead of wearing the headphones, she still asks you to stop playing. That's who this kit's for. I remember back in the day, I used to work at Guitar Center, and like the Alesis gear would come in and not too many people would be crazy about it. It was always like, roll in this and roll in that. I'm very glad to see companies like Alesis coming up and actually providing quality kits like this that we can use for a fraction of the cost. A roll-in kit comparable to what you get with this kit costs like twice as much. Not to say this kit is cheap. It comes in at $3,500. Now, some of you might be thinking, wow, that's a lot of money. And it is, but let me stop you right there. If you try to assemble a full-size acoustic kit online, it's gonna be expensive. My old DW kit, granted it's a top-of-the-line kit, was $3,500 just for the shells. Now add cymbals to that. A ride cymbal is like 500 bucks. Not to mention hi-hats. 2 crashes, oh, don't forget about the hardware. Yeah, drumming's expensive, man. It is an expensive hobby. Alesis offers lower end kits for entry-level drummers. Like if you want to start playing drums, you don't want to make a lot of noise, it's kind of contradicting. They have cheaper kits available. This is the Alesis Nitro Max, and they've actually partnered with Drumeo to make a Drumeo version, which I'll be doing a review of that kit soon as well. So that would probably be the kit you would buy if you're just getting into playing the drums. But maybe after that kit you want more. Then you would get this guy. Also, another little tiny plus. If you buy this kit, you get a free 90-day subscription to Drumeo. There are tons of lessons on their website, more lessons than you could ever complete. I highly doubt any of their students have gone through every lesson on the website. They have a song section with over 6,000 songs you can play along to, as well as sheet music for every song. Check out these ads, man. Who made those ads? So in summary, I actually really enjoyed playing this kit. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's like, how enjoyable is the kit to play? The triggers are great. The overall feel of the full-size drums and full-size cymbals make it feel as close to a real kit as you could possibly get. And it makes me want to play it. Like when I look at this thing, I'm just like, I want to hit you. I want to hit you so bad. I think that kind of sounds wrong.